Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, in honor of the poetry open mic, it was called Community Poetry, that was held at Half Price Books in Austin, Texas, which closed down due to the pandemic. I am keeping it alive in honor of that, and I'm going to share with you material from new books from Scars Publications book releases. And I'm really pleased to be able to share with you this month material not only from the cc&d October 2022 issue collection book, volume 326, titled Animal Wink, but also within it, as it is labeled in the Philosophy Monthly section in the middle of the book, with the cover of the Cyberwit press book, Shattering the Glass Ceiling. It's a tough fit to get a lot of this into the one thing for everybody to see. Hello for people that are watching on live video from YouTube. But this is an essay I'm actually going to share that appears both in cc&d magazine Animal Wink, and Shattering the Glass Ceiling. And I was hoping that you would be able to enjoy reading something. I believe this might have appeared in the book Woman as well from the 1990s, I'm not sure. But I was going to check out this essay for you that is a great thing for the book Shattering the Glass Ceiling that was released during Women's History Month, and it's also great as an addition in the Philosophy Monthly section of cc&d. This is titled Sexism in General. As I grew up, I did what I thought was expected of me. I didn't bring up unmentionable subjects to my parents. I didn't burp out loud. I didn't complain. And I didn't know why. And it wasn't that my parents or my teachers or my peers were trying to cram this certain lifestyle down my throat. It was just the norm, what was expected, what everyone was supposed to do. But the more time I spent on my own, the more I questioned how I was supposed to act, what I was supposed to say, how I was supposed to dress, what I was supposed to be like. I saw the way men treated women in relationships, how women primarily reacted to the things men did instead of acting on their own. I also saw women feel like they were being pushed around, like they were being treated unfairly. And then I saw some statistics about rape. That 1 in 4 women will be raped in their lifetime before they leave college. 1 in 3 women will be raped in their lifetime. That over 80% of college-age rapes are committed by someone the victim knew. And I thought of how women are degraded and objectified in pornography, or how they're treated unfairly in the workplace. There is a different set of rules for women to follow versus men in society, and all of those rules are designed to let women know that their place is behind men. I looked at history. Wedding ceremonies had the father giving away his daughter, his possession, to a man she could love, honor, and obey in a ceremony conducted by a man under the rule of a male god. Virgin women have been sacrificed throughout history to assorted gods. Ancient Chinese adolescent women had had their feet bound for months so that their feet would be petite, but deformed and useless for walking, because the inability to move was considered attractive to rich men. Some tribes have made it a custom to add tight rings around women's necks, continually adding more to elongate the neck, while other tribes pierce women's ears and put successively larger rings inside the holes to stretch the earlobes down past the shoulder. Women were hunted and killed in colonial America for being witches, it was actually when they were actually in fact no more than individuals who practiced independent, rational thought in a society that didn't act like a woman. And it wasn't that society didn't want their women to actually think. I looked at the way our parents were raised. The one was expected to work only during wartime, and then took only there to assist men or work in menial tasks. They were otherwise expected to cook for the family, to clean the house, to please the husband. The man was the owner of his castle, worked during the day to make life possible for his family, and expected to be pampered by his wife and children when he got home. Then I looked at the way I was raised. I was given dolls and pretty pink dresses and was encouraged to play with my best friend indoors instead of roughhousing outside with a group. My hair was long and curled for special occasions. I had to listen to my elders, especially the male ones. Then I looked around me. Advertising in Hollywood demanded beautiful bodies and their brainless women who blindly followed the leading man. The workplace had female secretaries serving the male CEOs, wearing skirts and makeup and pantyhose and high heels and being called babe. Speaking of language, even the language I heard around me, from being called a pumpkin to a tomato to a peach, made me feel like I was placed on this earth to be consumed, not as a human being. So I started to work for acquaintance rape education groups, running seminars, making posters and brochures and the like for women who were in pain and felt like they had no place else to turn. And the more I saw this pain on such a wide scale, the more angry I got. I'm an intelligent woman, I thought, and I, as well as all women, don't deserve to be treated like this. Although I'm no longer working for women's groups, I still feel like I'm fighting. But what am I fighting for? What I'm fighting for and how I'm fighting it is different from how the average person thinks of woman crusaders. I'm fighting for people to look at women as people first, before they assume we are less intelligent, less strong, or less valuable. I am fighting through my writing, through the way I think, through my example, for men to think of women as being on the same level as them, to look at women as their equals. I'm fighting for feminism. The definition of feminism, according to Webster's 9th New Collegiate Dictionary, is the theory of the political, economic, and social equality of the sexes. That's it. It doesn't mean women should get a job for a man because she's a woman and she's had bad breaks. It doesn't mean women have to dress and look like men if they don't want to. It doesn't mean pornography should be made illegal, and it doesn't mean all women should hate all men. In practice, it means we should have the same opportunities as men. The choice to take the opportunities is up to the individual. It's not up to the sex. In theory, it means we should not be looked at as inferior solely because we are female. In other words, we should not be treated unfairly because of the choices we as individuals make, or if we have every right to make those choices in the first place. It is because of the way that women are looked at in society that there are political, economic, and social disparities between the sexes. It is because of ideas, not laws. These ideas create a spectrum of sexism that starts at things as innocent as jokes and cute nicknames, moves to catcalls on the street or harassment in the workplace, to unequal pay for equal work, and then it moves on to things as cruel and as painful as wife beatings and rape. All of these things, severe or tame, stem from the idea that women are inferior. And all those things contribute to the inequality between the sexes. They are all manifestations of the same idea, only at different degrees. A friend of mine told me about how in the Soviet Union, after the revolution, Stalin and the government wanted to make sure that all people were equal, that women were free from the economic dependency on men, so they enacted laws to make women work and industrialize the country. But the ideas about the role of women in society did not change. And in the post-revolution economic crisis, not only did the women have to work, but they also had to stand in line for rations of bread. Household chores were still women's tasks. The rules changed, but the ideas stayed the same. When women were asked whether they were happier after the revolution or before, they said before, because at least then they didn't have to work as well as do their expected chores. I'm not trying to enact any laws. I'm not trying to twist anyone's arm. A change doesn't occur in a free society by forcing rules down people's throats. What I'm trying to do in my books as well as in my life is make both men and women think about the conflicts between the sexes in all of their manifestations, why they occur, and what effect they have on our society. To think and then to act. I guess that is what I try to do in my books. And that's why I included that in this most recent issue of cc&d magazine, Animal Wink, as well as in the released on Women's History Month this year, feminism issues book with translations and poetry and all sorts of stuff called Shattering the Glass Ceiling. I'm trying to show it off for different cameras. Some are vertical, some are horizontal, but I also wanted to say something about the timeliness of things going on, since this is usually during the time for community poetry where he would let me read short stories every once in a while. I'm wearing the shirt right now that has Naples Pier on it because the vast majority of Naples Pier after Hurricane Ian has just come through is no longer there, which makes me so sad. Pretty much my second home as I grew up when we started a housing community with other people, and I knew all sorts of people from there, and I really hope that they're doing well. I know they keep showing things from Fort Myers on the news, and they had it a lot worse, but I'm not able to get there obviously right now because things aren't really going very well in Florida, but I'm wearing my Naples shirt. My shirt with Naples Pier on it, in my symbol of support for everyone there as well, because times are tough. I think, in fact, right about at this moment, President Biden is going to Fort Myers Beach to assess the dam and essentially what they can do to help the area. So we'll see. But I hope everyone is remaining safe, post-storm or not. I hope everyone is keeping an open mind. I hope everyone is being creative. I was really pleased last month that when I was putting these video posts up that Tom Woodruff, the host of Community Poetry, thanked me for keeping the notion of the poetry alive by doing these kind of readings. I hope everyone appreciates it, and I also try to show things from recent book releases like the Cyberwit book Shattering the Glass Ceiling and the cc&d book Animal Wink. Try to show them off vertically, and to show them off horizontally as well. I hope everyone is remaining safe. I hope everyone's remaining injected properly so that you don't have to worry about getting COVID. And if you do have vaccines, getting COVID will be like getting a cold. I'll tell you that from first experience. So everyone stay safe, stay creatively inclined, and I will continue these readings for the next 2 hours like this open mic would normally do in this space, and I look forward to talking to each and every one of you very, very soon. Thank you all so very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks.